I'm Daniel Thompson.
And I am Cindy Thompson.
And this is Boone. Boone is a mix between wire-hair pointing Griffon and poodle pointer. Basically when I first got him, I was looking for a promising pointer and retriever for both upland and waterfall.
He's 6 years old right now, and so Danny's groomed him and trained him to be a great hunting dog, and they're best buds. And 2 years ago, opening day, Danny took Boone out hunting, and you know, it's like a fresh horse. That first day out hunting, they came home and Danny just told me how Boone was just in and out of the shrubs, and he leaps and bounds like a deer. And he worked about 8 hours that first day of opening season for bird hunting. And within a day or two, he was limping a lot on that back hind leg. So,
like Cindy said, it was October of 13. We were out hunting, and it was a hard day. Came back, he was limping pretty good. Took him to the vet, and our primary, I guess, doctor was on vacation, so we were with the owner of the establishment. And he examined Boone, and he felt he had a pulled muscle. So a few days passed, and he was limping even more. And at that time, I was like, nah, I need to take him back, because he's my best friend, so I was worried about him. And so he took him into the vet, and he goes and talking to him. He was like, hey, Dan, I can x-ray him if you want. And I was like, yeah, let's x-ray him, because I was starting to feel he had a broken bone or something, because that's how bad he was limping. About 15-20 minutes later, the doctor came out, and he looks at me. First he comes out, he has this look of shock on his face, and he goes, Dan, he goes, oh my God, Boone has cancer. And So at that time, and it was hard. I actually took off like 3 days from work. I was pretty devastated. So Cindy was on Facebook, and put out, pray for Boone. We just found out he had cancer.
I posted on Facebook. Facebook's actually great to reach out to people. It's amazing.
So that's when the whole journey started. And the first thing you do, in today's world, you get up on the internet, looked up osteosarcoma for canine, found a couple of really good studies. One that even had a flow chart in it. Found websites as far as tripod, and then from there it sort of linked us all the way over to canine immunity, and then we continued to do the research. Our friend who was our vet came back from vacation, and on that Monday, we brought him in that Monday morning. He had a fine needle aspiration. The next day he had an ultrasound, and then the third day the results came back that it was an aggressive sarcoma. That Wednesday we had consulted with the surgeons in Reno, and then Thursday he went in for surgery, had his leg amputated, and then Friday we took him home. It was amazing, you could tell, we went to pick him up the vet, and everybody, all the assistants and the docs, like, he's such a sweet boy, he's all night he just whines. So we put him in the middle of the room and we sat with him, and it was good. And so we took him home, and here we are, 2 years later, just vibrant, full life, awesome hunter. Still retrieves points like he had, got crazy, and we attribute it to the immediate care that we did it. We didn't linger and try to going out, because it was like the best route was to everything, and talk to everybody was just to get rid of the limb and get rid of the cancer as fast as you can.
Everything we read was the pain in that osteo, in that primary tumor is, by the time they're showing signs of limping and pain, it's pretty excruciating by that point, because dogs hide things from us, and they don't want us to see that they're hurting, and they just always want to be on their best behavior. So by the time they're limping and showing some sort of, pulling that leg up, that pain's pretty severe. So it wasn't a very hard decision for Danny and I to let's take the leg. We had some other choices whether we were going to do chemo or not, and just that was our decision as a couple, doing some research, speaking with our vet. They didn't lead us one way or another. They just talked to us medically, and we chose not to go with chemo. We chose, after doing research, with the canine immunity, and Boone's been on that since day one, twice a day, and everything we read, osteo is a pretty devastating diagnosis, and we were pretty scared, and here we are over 2 years.
And we, like I said, Cindy said, is talking to the vet, is that we really went with the homeopathic. Part of that homeopathic package was the canine immunity, along with another Chinese herb. I started buying it online, and then found out it was made here in Carson City. So we went straight to the store, spoke with representative, and it was told, like, hey, you should be double up on it, and that's what we've done. And in my talks with Dora, we discussed, and it's like, I don't know what pushed them through, but I have my utmost faith is the path that we took is in regards to the homeopathic medicine that we have done, and I attribute that to his survival. The surgeons told us at the time he took his leg is that if he can make it 1 year, he's got a 95% survival rate, and if he was 2 years, pretty much you're good to go, and I think we're good to go. We still continue everything as far as continuing with the canine immunity and with the Chinese herbs in his diet. It was difficult at first because he did not like the flavor, so we ended up putting him in butter balls, and he would eat them, and now he's pretty much eats them in any food we get, and so.
And another thing along with that is we and Danny, testament to him is, Boone wanted to walk and play as soon as we got home, and he had that healing time, and we had to be careful with him, but he can teach us humans a lot about losing a limb or going through a huge health event in our life, because as soon as he was able, they hike 6-8 miles on the weekends every day. As soon as that next bird season came, the next season, Boone was swimming. He was going out and retrieving birds. Took him a little while to turn, because he was missing one of those, that back hind leg. But he's figured it out, and anybody who sees him, he hikes, he hunts, he swims, he plays. And we never let him miss a beat. We treat him as if he has 4 legs, because that's what he wants us to do. He wants to live like he lived before, and he's doing that.
Pretty much rounds it out.
Preview.